We are the OG in the fourth waves. Silence is golden. But we're not silent no more. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. But we're silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel, marching to our own tune. Dodging and ducking loons. Get out of my way. You see the wheel has turned, the fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man, I can tell you that bird sure can fly. Waving the fourth wave freak flag, you better let it fly. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silence no more. We've broken the curse. So you can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped. You be you and I'll be me. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden, but we're not silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel, marching to our own tune. Dodging and ducking loons, get out of my way. Yeah, see the wheel, it has turned. The fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man, I tell you, that bird, it sure can fly. Waving the fourth wave freak flag, you better let it fly. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silence no more. We've broken the curse. You can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped. You be you and I'll be me. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence golden, but we're not silent no more. Hey, we do not kneel. March to our own tune. Dodging and ducking loose. Get out of my way. See the wheel has turned. The fourth wave's on its way. Running wild on the hill, man. I tell you that bird, it sure can fly. Waving the fourth wave freak flag. You better let it fly. We are the OG in the fourth wave. Silence is golden. Silent no more. We've broken the curse. You can take your bag of tricks. Won't be silent again. My wings won't be clipped. Yeah.
Hail the fourth wave. What's up, brother?
Hail.
Hail.
Was trying to get my energy level up there, but it is 1:30 in the morning here.
It is. It is.
It's at 1:30 there. I'm at 4:30.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's time to get up and...
Hell of a thing. Hell of a thing.
Yeah.
So here, let me see here. Let me take my... I'm going to hit the back button on the paint thingy.
I feel so bad. I was supposed to be on Bounding into Comics live stream last night, and I fell asleep. I'm sorry. John, I happened to watch this.
I missed Loki's stream yesterday morning. I was supposed to be on there. I had to set the alarm for 5:45 in the morning, my time. And his stream starts at 6. I have a USB mic in my room that I can just stream with if I need to go audio only.
Yeah.
So I was ready to go. I was like, 15 minutes is enough to get me going. I slept right through that alarm, man. And then I realized, I'm supposed to be on Loki's stream, and I sprung up and I clicked the StreamYard link, and he had just stopped streaming. I was like, fuck.
Damn. Hail to Wookiee Supremacy in the chat. Yeah, man, Wookiee, do you ever sleep? Good to see you, brother. Stephen Ernest is here. Hail, brother. Yeah, we're just starting. Thank you.
Yeah, we exercised our cringe muscles.
I think I might be sore for a week after exercising my cringe muscles. That was really painful.
I should have exercised my Zoom muscle group.
What's up, PJ? How you doing?
Hey, BJ.
PJ.
Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, let me just put in headphones. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, Star Trek Discovery, episode 2.
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right,
So we're back.
There was one or two things that I liked, and that was about it. But
Are we doing this now?
Yeah.
when the
Jesus.
when the
fucking
bad
Christ.
guy when the bad guy for the episode showed up with spurs on, I was done. I was done.
Oh my God.
What are you doing with
With
spurs? Oh,
Yep. There was a
PJ,
whole
bro.
cowboy scene. The guy walks in with
Yes.
I
spurs.
haven't seen it.
They
Left
went
So
French.
it's like Sam Elliott meets like Revolver Ocelot from fucking Metal Gear Solid.
You
fuck
know
are
the
you
actor
doing?
from the Hulk that played the guy that got juiced up on the superhuman boost that Captain America kind of used.
Yeah, well, we're
And he
jumping
also
ahead.
played in Lie to Me, the same actor that played that guy. Good actor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But-
No, he was okay. Actually, he
Yeah, he
like
wasn't
Wes
bad.
said, he was about the most interesting character we met.
He was the most interesting character that we met, but oh my God.
but he
Okay.
had two things going against him. One, he was male, and the two, he was white. So he had to learn his lesson. He had to learn his lesson in this episode.
Oh yeah, I did, and they I don't know, they made him cower off into the ice. What the fuck they did? Jesus.
Oh, dude, PJ,
Fuck.
killer ice, bro. One of the other bad guys in this episode was Killer Ice.
Okay, I gotta go watch it.
Bacterial ice, man. It grows like
Oh,
crystals.
killer!
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally killer ice.
Yes, the
Yes.
ice coming after you.
Oh, God.
Oh man. Okay, I don't know where to start.
Let's start at the beginning.
Jesus, man. Okay, so last week, it was a Michael Burnham centric episode, and I thought I'm gonna hate this. And to my surprise, I didn't totally hate it. It was like a 6.5 out of 10 for me. I was like, "There's beautiful vistas.
Yeah.
Book has chemistry.
Yeah.
Michael Burnham and Book have chemistry.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, I didn't totally hate it. And then this episode happened. Fuck.
To explain that, Keck, we were. Damn, I must have got damaged by that episode, man.
Oh, it was
Whose live stream was I in
healthily
before
bad.
that?
It was Wes, and
That was Wes's live stream. Thank
I
you.
woke up and he threw me a text and said, "Come on in here, we're talking." And Drew Taylor was in there, and we just. Then you got the notification for Discovery, and we watched it, and here we are.
Because I had set my alarm for Picard. Well, it's the same time every time with new seasons and all that. Just happened to line up. What are the chances of that?
Yeah.
Oh man, you need to delete that alarm.
It's like everyone heard my alarm. My guys, you guys know what alarm that is, guys.
PJ, did you see last week's episode? Have you watched Discovery?
I did, and I did not like it. I can't. This does not. I think it's like ADHD Star Trek.
Oh, if you didn't like that one, wait till you get a load of this one.
Murder Trek, boy. Oh my God.
Really?
Oh yeah. They get really graphic with the killing in this one.
Yeah, they basically torture a guy to death with a phaser. In TNG, the most toys, how they had the Varan T disruptor that slowly rips you apart.
Yeah.
Nothing on this thing. This thing, they were firing it. Must have been like 2 minutes. The guy's like, and stuff's like coming out of his eyes. And
Apparently, the guy's got blue blood.
Melting him from the inside. It was, it was hideous. It's Murder Trek, what you come to expect.
totally murdered.
So-
I can't wait to see it.
Well, the opening.
I wish I could tell you what the plot was, but I still can't fucking figure it out.
Or should we just really quickly go over episode 1 in case anybody in our audience missed that wonderful episode? Just highlight it. Should we just highlight it?
Sure.
Okay, so
Go for it.
Okay, so last week, Burnham shows up out of the time portal. She's flying through space. She hits another ship. Her little ass suit damages a spaceship that is in a space battle, right? So shields are up, you know what I mean? Everything, all the defenses are on, but her little ass suit damages a ship, so it crashes on a planet with her. She goes down on this planet. She takes the suit is messed up. She takes it off. Then she asked if the text life, not what kind of life, just if it detects life, and it says it detects life, and she gets really freaking excited. And then she sends this suit off, her only piece of technology on a strange planet in a strange time. She sends it off to destroy itself, right? So she has nothing, and she runs into this guy, Book, this who's actually a good actor. I thought his chemistry, like Wes was saying, was good on this episode. But she runs into him,
and theater background.
Yeah,
he worked with Patrick Stewart. Yeah.
And so he doesn't want nothing to do with her. He starts fighting with her very badly. But this dude has like a solid 60 pounds, 50 pounds on this.
Wait a second. He was starting to win, but of course Michael Burnham, even though he had a weapon and she didn't have a weapon, still kicked his ass many times throughout the course of the episode. But go ahead.
She had a weapon, Wes. She has a vagina, and so she defeats this guy. And they end up going to this trading center, and which is actually kind of cool. One of the things that I did like about the first episode was the Orions didn't look terrible. They didn't look terrible. I liked what they did with the Andorians, although they kind of looked more like vampires to me. They looked like vampires.
There's just one thing about the Andorians I didn't like. Since when do Andorians have eyebrow ridges?
They don't. They
had eyebrows.
25% different. Yeah, he did not look like Shran. Shran was not in this episode. And so, so they end up arresting her. She gets drugged up. She's actually bubbly for a few minutes, although it's over the top. But it's nice to see, So I think Sneeko Martin Green is a beautiful woman. It was nice to see her looking attractive, like in personality, instead of being that wooden board that she is. So then she eventually gets out of the situation. Of course, her and Book are surrounded by a bunch of men with guns, but even though they're encircled by people with guns, she's the bestest ever, and they fight their way out of it. Book uses the Matrix of Leadership from Transformers 86 to defeat it.
Right about that scene somewhere, my favorite part? She gets ate by a space worm.
She does.
And then the space worm spit her out. Even the space worm couldn't stomach her.
Yeah,
it looked like she had poop stuff all over her. I think it was the best scene ever.
Yeah. Well, you find out eventually. So they murder a bunch of people. Now, when they're running away, they're using the instant transporters or something when they're running away from the bad guys. The only excuse that I have that I can give is that she's using a weapon she's not familiar with, probably doesn't know the settings on this weapon, how to put it on stun or whatnot. But regardless, they're transporting from place to place to place, just murking people. Just death, just killing people. It's murder track.
Oh, we've got to have a 30 body count at least in this one.
They stop running for a minute, long enough for you to find out that Book can summon plants with his special powers.
He has the Force.
Yeah, he has like
Star
weird
Trek Jedi.
Yeah, and
that's right.
Eventually they escape the situation. He's got a giant worm that eats the bad guys, eats the Andorians, and those. What were those goblin aliens? What they look like? They look like goblins from Lord of the Rings in a spacesuit.
God, fuck, I don't know, and I don't care. Jesus, and that was better than this one. This one, okay. So I was like, last and. Go ahead, Steven. I'm sorry.
So it's all right. I'm just thumbing up. And so eventually they take the space worm to the space worm sanctuary where Book and a whole bunch of his other brothers hang around and watch these worms have sex. And then they find some dude who's in a space station. Right, I know, it's so bad. They find the space station where this guy's been sitting around, where his grandfather ran the space station, his dad ran the space station, and now he's for 40 years been running the space station. And he couldn't hang a flag because he wasn't commissioned. a commissioned officer of Starfleet, and he has communication technology up to 30 sectors, 600 light years or so, and he can detect other Federation ships, but he hasn't bothered to contact any of these ships at any point in time to get the commission so he can hang this freaking flag. But Michael Burnham shows up, and she's the bestest ever, so she commissions him, and then they hang this flag. And that's it. That was last week.
Yeah, even though she has no credentials, but okay, whatever. Whatever.
So
that was a
bad.
good summary. Good summary.
Thank you. The guy sitting around and watching the worms have sex thing was just it's so bad.
So yeah, he ended up being a radical environmentalist. He's a PETA guy
with Jedi power, Jedi plant powers.
Yes, he can. Fuck.
If I decide to review this, I'm going to call it like Mystery Science Theater Discovery and just laugh the whole time.
That's great. Dude, I did a half-hour review on that episode. I got less views on that, PJ, than I had when I had less than 500 subs. Like, nobody gave a shit.
Dude, indifference is setting in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is, indifference.
I wasn't going to start covering it. I was like mulling not covering Discovery until this episode popped up, and now I'm like, oh, it's hate watch worthy again.
All right, well, I guess we should start on this episode, huh? Let's introduce PJ. How wonderful this episode was.
I should have gotten some whiskey.
Sure, go ahead. I'll paint the beginning after you say what.
Can I just ask a question before you guys start? Did you guys see this post by William Shatner about his captain's collection? Not CBS not wanting to promote even on Star Trek Twitter. Did you guys see that?
No.
I normally see his stuff.
Let me go check out the shit.
I'll tag you guys on it. I think it's
cool.
You should check it out. Sorry, go ahead, Bird.
No, that's awful. I'm Bird Bear. That's awful.
Bird Bear, yeah.
Birds at the
Why
bird
would you
the
not
word.
promote William Shatner? He is the first captain, right? He's
tagged you
Well,
guys.
the second captain, technically.
Technically the second captain, true, but they didn't go back and do they didn't go back and really reintroduce the cage until they reworked it.
Captain Robert April was introduced in books and comics, I think.
Yeah, that's right, Captain April. Yep. I just that's why. Is it because he's not kowtowing?
They said it reads the post reads. So my new Blu-ray boxed documentary is set out today. My producer asked StarTrek.com if they could help get the word out. They replied they won't support it because it's not CBS owned content. So I licensed clips from them. He says, I guess I'm not woke enough.
I guess I'm not woke enough.
Burn.
Kill the chat.
That's going to get a like and a retweet. How did I not see that?
For sure.
I just saw it today myself.
Bink.
That's 2 days old. How did I not see that?
I know.
I normally see all his stuff. They must be suppressing him. I see all of William Shatner's tweets because I follow him and I click the little belly thingy for everything.
Yeah, it's weird. 2 days old. We haven't seen it. That is weird.
Yeah. There's some suppression going on there. Yeah.
I didn't mean to derail you, Bear. Sorry.
Oh no, you didn't.
Not a derail.
That's a good find for sure. Yeah. So basically, the opening scene after they do the rehash of what happened before shows the Discovery hurling through meteoroids and asteroids and stuff like that, barely avoiding stuff. And, as much stuff as there was there, and it seemed like the shields were up, but it's like, aren't shields normally an oval? And how's it getting so close to the hole and stuff? So, and it whirls toward the planet. And it's dodging and diving, and it's like, it's kind of a big shit to be dodging and diving through these big chunks, half the size of a saucer in chunks, half the size, chunks the size of a ship. And they crashed completely through one piece, and they had green growing stuff on it and was away from the planet. I was like, oh, that was odd. And they do what's this impossible navigating through the atmosphere, and they're talking about how they're all going to crash and all that, and what they all got to do, monologuing everything, thinking for us even, so because we can't figure out, you know, what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, you know. A little bit of mystery, and by what they're doing, and if they talk a little tech talk, we're going to understand what they're doing, but instead, it felt like monologue. I'm like,
It was
you monologued and you died, okay? But no, and crash landing, and it's shooting these weird phasers. What were those phasers?
Oh, no,
they were
they
green colored, greenish blue.
They were basically firing repulsor beams and shoring up. PJ, listen, they're flying toward this planet. They use repulsor beams and they shore up their deflectors in order for this ship, I'm not kidding you, to crash on the surface like the Enterprise D did in Generations. And the ship survived.
Yep.
I'm not kidding you, bro. Not kidding you, right? So we have a ship from the 22nd century, right? Pre NCC 1701. Well, probably was around during the 1701, but okay, let's just take a Constitution class ship or any ship built in that era was not meant to go into atmosphere. I've always had a problem with them having the construction docks in Star Trek, whatever the JJ's Trek, when they were building the Enterprise on the surface. I mean, I understand, but that's what space docks are for. They're not meant to go in atmosphere. They're not meant for landings. But all of a sudden, the Discovery is the Voyager now.
Yep.
Discovery was designed to land.
Was it designed to land?
It was, yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, my bad.
But you know what? The scene of them crashing on the ice is eerily similar to an episode of Voyager where they crashed in ice, and Harry Kim and I think Paris had to come back and save them or whatever.
I have a problem even with that. No ship, to my knowledge, no starship in the Federation in the 22nd century had that capability. That's why they had shuttlecraft, right? I don't know.
Right,
I think the saucer was able to detach and it had landing arms on it, but not the whole ship.
They've actually landed the Voyager in the first couple episodes of Voyager.
Oh no, I know it could.
It was one of the design aspects that they.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I actually thought that was a cool design aspect for the Voyager.
Yeah, wasn't it a crew of 170 on the Voyager, or was it 80?
I think it was more than 100. I think it was like 400 or something. I thought.
No.
No, it was 200.
It was like 180. Yeah, I think it was like something like that.
So that was close.
All right. Well, anyway, so repulsor beams and deflector dishes. It survives this crash. It was into ice. Granted, it wasn't into a forest like the crash in Generations, but still, the ship survived. The ship survived, bro. It's fine.
Man, they just ignore everything, man. It's just they just ignore everything.
You get a bunch of cutscenes on this bridge. You get a jobble, shaky cam.
The worst shaky cam ever.
Between these characters.
Swinging the camera real quick to the left and keep going to the left, and it's like, okay, I'm getting dizzy already.
I only know like 3 of these characters' names. The only thing that I noticed, and maybe I'm nitpicking.
Hail, Matthew Brickland. Welcome to the channel.
Maybe I'm overly sensitive to it. Maybe I'm oversensitive, but I'm looking around and it's like every single cut is just it's like a diversity checkbox on this bridge.
Yes,
and I'm just like, not that I'm not opposed to that, right? Like I'm not. But it's so over the top. Like it's just so PJ, and we're gonna go through it. You're not, even if you're a gay white dude, you're not safe anymore on this show. You are inferior because what they do to Stamets is insane.
Mucho woman splaining.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Look, okay, I'm not. You know what? We don't even need to go down that road. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of it. A gay man actually got mansplained in this episode.
Yeah, he's not
Big
safe.
Time.
He's the wrong color. He's not safe.
No, definitely not. And they made him stupid too. His character was an eccentric genius,
Right.
and suddenly he doesn't know how to fix the ship. What the fuck?
Well, Stamets is one of the characters that I actually liked.
Yeah, me too.
Good point.
I mean, the other chick that was the engineer, I kind of liked her at first, but man, when does she stop talking?
Oh, and she's the bestest damn thing ever.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We're jumping ahead.
Just an aside here, I did notice massive weight fluctuations in the crew.
Massive weight Are we talking about Tilly?
Damn it!
Not just Tilly, everybody. Like Culber shrunk, and everybody else got a lot bigger.
Oh man. Okay. So Saru tries to pull this crew together. Now, I'm a fan of Doug Jones. I've made no secret of that. Saru is probably the most Star Trek-like character we've got on this show.
Absolutely.
And I do enjoy that character. There was a couple instances that I did like on this show. But the exposition. Oh, Wes.
This episode was 45 minutes of exposition dumping and very bad dialogue. Very bad dialogue.
Oof.
Hideous.
Cringe-inducing dialogue.
Hideous. So everybody's explaining things that could be just summed up into a sentence or two, or you can see them performing the function later and kind of get an idea or understanding of what they're doing, but they have to go through every single thing. They have to explain every single thing. And it's too much talking. It bogged down the seriousness of it. You don't have time to really.
And they stretch things out with the woman-splaining. Don't forget that.
Oh,
it's Lord. It's not a discussion. It's a freaking emergency.
Now, come on, Stamets, keep going. You have to put the thing in the thing and take the thing out of the thing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I think there is a clippable moment where she says, "Oh, I don't know, I'm on drugs."
Now, listen, I have
actually
opened my review. Yeah,
I have watched some shows. I have appreciated some shows that have had gay characters. I don't care about that so much. It's not something that I want to see. I don't seek that out. I don't go, oh, there's a gay relationship in this. I want to see this. That's built in for another audience. That's not me. Dig it. I'm not hating on that. But they made Culver extra gay. Culver was extra gay.
they turned the gay up to 11 this season.
Oh my god! Okay, sweetie, now don't move. I'm just going to bring you back. I'm going to go. I just didn't want to see it. You might as well have just had fellatio on Star Trek. Just do it. Just do it.
But that's the thing. I thought last season Culber was going his own way and that they were broken up. So I'm confused. This takes place right after that.
I can't speak on that, Wes, because after Klingon time crystals, I checked out of last season. I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch that stuff. I couldn't do it.
The mushroom spaghetti ball pooped him out alive in our universe, and then I don't know. He went and beat up Ash Tyler and started, going macho man and beating people up. And he's giving Stamets the cold shoulder, and they decided to go their own ways. And now all of a sudden, I love you, Paul.
Oh, he loves them.
Yeah.
Now, honey, don't move, or I'm gonna have to slap you. It was just it was that kind of.
Yeah, it was super gay. Yeah, very.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
So
don't die, or I'll have to kill you.
Yeah, right. Don't die.
That's the cringe-inducing dialogue we're talking about. That example of it.
There's
a lot.
I guess Stamets was put in some kind of isolation. He was put in a coma in last season, and I don't
remember them doing that to him.
It happened because they're waking him up in this episode, and he's surrounded.
They should have left him asleep.
The med chair whatever that was that he had him in this is one of the issues that I have with Discovery. I don't mind you updating the visuals. I don't mind you updating
modern
the effects. It is way too modern, but you've got to keep that. This is a ship from the same era as the 1701. you got to keep some of it. Okay, look, the way that Enterprise did it, and that was pre-Constitution class. I liked that. I'm also a fan of Enterprise. I know I'm in the minority, but I'm a fan of that show. I like the way that they did that. I'm not asking for that precisely, but the Discovery itself, all the technology that they have on it, it's post Voyager technology. Like it actually fits more into the 3188 than it does in the 22nd century.
They don't give a crap. They're retconning everything. They're just the looks. They're all the aesthetics are being retconned. They're just.
Yeah, I agree exactly with what Steven's saying. They put him in this. They're supposed to have time traveled to get away from the I can't think of the word. The
show made him brain dead.
It did. I really seriously lost some brain cells. So what's that where something doesn't belong in one time?
This area right here is finally loosened up a little.
Yeah.
I was cringing a lot.
Oh God, I'm still uncringing. It's still happening. So anyway, yeah, the bio bed. There you go. That's what it is.
The bio bed. Thank you.
So it looks like something out of the 29th century, not even their version of the 22nd century. So
right.
It's like, what the fuck?
I don't know. They woke him up and fondled his balls. I mean, he talked to his boyfriend, and he's insisting that he gets up and works. Now, like Stamets' character, like you guys said, he's a genius. He's eccentric. Of course he's going to want to be involved in whatever's going on, right? He's also the chief engineer. So he wants to get up and he wants to start working and he wants to start helping repair the ship. And Culver, what does Culver do? He says, okay, if you can spell, was it like, I need a t-shirt?
I'd forgotten about that. And now I'm like, fuck.
Can you
traumatize me all? More cringe-inducing dialogue. So you can go back to work if you spell "I want a T-shirt" out and.
And so
anachronism.
5 minutes.
And Stamets replies, right? Stamets spells it out.
They actually have him spelling it out.
Yes, they have him spelling it out, PJ. And then Culver goes, "You forgot the hyphen. There's a hyphen in T-shirt. I don't think you're good. I don't think you're okay."
You guys are reviewing Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
It has the Star Trek name on it.
This is not Police Academy 5 you guys are talking about?
No,
hey, there's Tyler Mongo.
The fourth wave mascot, Tyler Mango.
Hail.
Anachronism. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Stephen Ernest.
Yeah,
I was thinking about you past couple days, Tyler. Wondering how you was.
So so I don't know. He didn't get a hype. I don't know.
Stephen, when you said before you were talking about it being like everything being a committee, you guys were talking about when there was an emergency, everything's being talked out. Every time that happens in Discovery, I always think about that moment in Star Wars Episode 4 when Han Solo says this isn't a committee to Leia, and I don't know. It's just always I haven't slept, guys. It just comes to my mind.
Hey, man, if this summons something good from our entertainments to your mind, God bless. I'd rather watch A New Hope. Oh,
please think of something good. I want to see a kitten and a puppy playing together with a ball of yarn.
Now, what do you guys think of Michelle Yeoh? What's her character's name? I can't.
Giorgio.
Giorgio. What do you guys think of Mirror Universe Giorgio?
Well, I hated her, but in this, she's the smartest person. She's one of the smartest characters, and I mean, she's not dumb, and she kicks ass. So even if she murders people, I'm okay with her. I think so far. I want her to murder everyone.
I want her to take over. Yeah.
Murder. I want this show makes me want the bad guys to win.
What, Bear? What did you think? What did you think of the interaction between Saru and Giorgio when they were talking, when they were having that debate? Because remember, she used to eat Kelpian. Like, she just looks at him like nothing, and he understands that.
Oh yeah, I thought he stood his ground.
I did too.
He made her stand her ground, and she did it because she seen what he was saying laying down, and she got it.
Yeah, I thought that too. I like those two actors work well with each other. some of the one of the saving graces, if there are any of this show, I think is Saru and Giorgio. So I like seeing those interactions. What's that?
No issues with Doug Jones or Saru, except that he seemed to have been pretty poorly written in this.
He was poorly written in this episode, but he acted. That dude can act through prosthetics, man. Like he gives his all. If
he can act with this material, I mean, the dude give this man an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Tony, and a Betty, and whatever else.
Well, considering the new qualifications for getting awards in Hollywood, they could definitely get it. They've checked every damn box you could possibly check on this show, which is fine. Like you represent it in good. If you have good material, it doesn't. I don't think it matters. You know what I mean? Like the diversity thing is not. I'm not at all upset about. It's their obvious treatment of characters who are white and male. They're all bad. All bad.
Yeah, and like laughingly, stereotypically bad.
Terribly bad. And
okay. So I'm just going to give an aside here. So from the first episodes, people said, "Did you notice there weren't any white people in it?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." Like I wasn't seeing it.
Right.
But in this episode, it was pretty obvious they were treating the white dude like shit and making him a horrible person. And
it was glaring. Like they
fucking cowboy spurs.
Oh,
wait, we didn't get there yet. We didn't get there yet.
We're gonna get to cowboy spurs because that shit's great. Oh my god!
Fucking Christ.
That the Spurs. It just reminded me of what was The Shootist? There was a TV show called The Shootist.
What the hell?
The Maverick TV show.
The Shadows.
Yeah, I was like it's like, wow, I'm watching a Western. Wait a minute, this is Star Trek.
They had the doors too, like metal versions, futuristic versions of the saloon doors.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say that's maybe an homage to like first, the TOS, because they had some episodes where they went retro, like they go back in time to gangster era and things like that. Or maybe in TNG they had the Worf episode where he was the gunslinger or something like that. But it's like the absurdity of them being in a frontier bar in space, and then these people just beam in, and the first thing you hear is darn, and then you hear the guy walking.
So before we get too ahead of ourselves, okay, so Burnham and Book, they had to walk a very long distance. Well, it's pretty obvious they used the same location for them to walk with just different lighting, and the Discovery's on a totally different planet. So Saru and Saru and Tilly
on a different planet.
So yeah, Saru and Tilly has gained quite a lot of weight.
And she has a fat girl haircut.
She does.
The atypical, I've had 3 kids by 2 different men, fat girl hair.
Yeah, she really did.
They could have been hiding the fact that she might be pregnant.
I do think she was pregnant. Oh, go ahead.
I saw a picture. I thought she was pregnant.
She's pregnant. Look, dude, BJ, there's a scene later on in the show where one of the bad guys says, "What are you hiding behind your back?" to Tilly. I said, "A fat ass."
Yep.
You don't want to see it.
Well, how could you not see it? You could see it from the front.
Look, okay.
Steve Kenobi.
Okay, I was talking with some people who enjoy Discovery because, as you guys know, I do talk to people.
Hey, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Hey, CJ.
I do talk to people, who enjoy different things because I like to get different takes. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. So there's a couple people that are Discovery fans that I speak with. And one of the things that they say is they really enjoy characters like Tilly because they themselves don't feel beautiful by conventional standards, and they like to see themselves represented on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Wes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's, so I mean, okay. I mean, let's run with that just for a second. obviously this cast is very, very diverse in every single way you could possibly check a box. And one of my criticisms of woke Hollywood is the uglification of characters. I just don't know what their fascination is with ugly characters, but they do present an awful lot of them. And is that necessarily people with, or either themselves or being presented on screen with low charisma? Is that so much of a problem, or is that, do you think, is just virtue signal kind of production?
Oh, it's a virtue signal. I figured it out. Neither Burnham nor is Saru going to be the captain. They're going to get Ricky Berwick. He's going to be the captain.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because, I'm watching DS9 for the upteenth millionth time, and, I look at Nana Visitor, and I'm like, damn, I could catch a child support payment. Like she's sexy. Jadzia is sexy. I like looking at pretty characters. Not every character on these shows are necessarily gorgeous characters, but they're not bad looking. I'm looking at fantasy to it. It's escapism to a degree. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch someone who needs Weight Watchers. That's not what I'm looking for. But is it necessarily bad to have that kind of representation on screen? God, I sound like an SJW.
Okay, so let's just assume here that that Starfleet is even kind of like a military organization. Mm-hmm. And that you have to meet certain standards of physical fitness. Would Tilly be on that ship? I mean, I know she won a marathon, but she was partially possessed when that happened.
I think that she's related to Book's cat. I think it's a thyroid condition.
There are no thyroid conditions within 200 years.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, there's going to be bald people with thyroid problems.
Listen, look, PJ, there's this one. You know what? I'm just jumping ahead. There's this one scene where.
Hey, Wes, that's for you.
Hey, Keck, come on now. Every now and again, you got to get a slam piggy in there. You got to get that. No, but dude, there's this one scene later on where Tilly is being questioned by the cowboy bad guy, and he says something to the effect of, "We're going to go back to your ship and get all 77 members of your crew." And she corrects him with the proper amount of people that are on the ship. She informs the enemy, corrects the enemy about how many people they have.
And what's stupid about that is I think the 77 and 88 were supposed to be references to two lucky numbers, 7 and 8.
I have no idea, bro.
But that would mean that they would have to be somewhat cheeky and witty, and they're not.
But I was just like, why would you be like that? Is even an ensign in Starfleet. Look, I wouldn't see Harry Kim doing volunteering that information, right? The longest ensign in Star Trek, TV. I just wouldn't see him doing that. I wouldn't see an ensign volunteering that information.
I agree.
So, God, there's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong with all of that.
When you guys are I don't have a problem with what you guys were talking about with Tilly. I don't have a problem with people being a little more heavy set, but West is absolutely right though. Even if anybody who's even been remotely involved with military can tell you that everybody is pretty much pretty lean. I mean, just because they have to be.
Right. Even if you have a bigger frame.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a certain level of fit. Well, she did beat those tall, strong men in a race. What was that episode? Was it
she was possessed? So it may have been her friend. Come on, silly Tilly, win the race.
It's just
silly Tilly.
I feel like it's over the top. I don't think she's an ugly girl. For a heavy set girl. It's like they purposefully try and accentuate things like that. They literally gave her the typical fat girl, not working, got a couple kids, by a couple dads, on welfare, haircut, everything.
Yeah, man, she looks like she's ready to hop into her 1993 Geo Metro with a primered fender and a missing bumper
Word.
to head down to the welfare office.
Word. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Oh God, let's talk about Stamets in the Jeffries tube.
Oh.
Who wants to talk
There's
about
so
that?
much to hate about this episode. Well, let's get back to
Let's get back
to Cal. So where was I when I lost my place? So we're repeating what we did in the last episode, and Tilly and Saru have to walk to this Skyrim village. I guess they're in one of the reaches. I don't know what's going on.
It looked like Final Fantasy. It looked like something out of Japanese gaming. Is what it looked like to me.
Anasazi village in the cliffside. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but anyway, they got there. So they're following somebody, and then and it's like, I don't know if the guy doesn't know they're following him or what's like, why are they following this guy? And then all of a sudden he beams them in or zaps them in because it doesn't look like beaming, and they pull guns on them. And then all of a sudden these fucking space cowboys show up with spurs.
Space cowboys.
Look, when they first showed up at that bar, that everybody pulled guns on them. They already knew that they were Starfleet. They were like, "We know you're Starfleet," and they were like, they admitted it. The writing, the dialogue is so bad, and it's like all the characters know that they're in. It's like all the characters know they're just actors. Like, that's how it comes off. Like, it's everybody knows that the scripts and not in the aspect of an actor portraying a character, but characters portraying actors. Does that make any sense? Like, that's how bad the dialogue comes off.
Yeah, and it made it feel like I was just like, I felt like it was just moving so slow.
Right, it was moving slow, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're Starfleet, and we're gonna what is it? They want to trade dilithium." They were like, "Yeah, we can trade dilithium for this or that or whatnot."
Okay. Let's walk it back for a second. So they don't know about the burn yet, but all of a sudden they know that dilithium is a tradable commodity.
Oh yeah, from the jump.
Yeah.
After they pulled the guns on them, they acknowledged that they were Starfleet. And then what did Tilly say? Like, what did she say? She was like, they said, "Prove that you're Starfleet," and she was like, "Starfleet code, blah 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 blah. An officer shall act according to
dignified manner.
Dignified manner." Yeah,
and I guess they were setting up a joke there, because then she says, "Oh," and then she starts babbling on and behaving very un-Starfleet. Like,
yeah.
I don't fucking know. It's so stupid.
Yeah, she's like a fucking. It's like she has a nervous condition or something. I don't.
She's Liberty Gibbet.
I guess it's supposed to be endearing, but it's not, because maybe if it was written better, it would be. Maybe if the characters were written better.
Oh, this episode would have been 10 minutes long if they would have written it well.
Jeez, but yeah, she mentions like the Starfleet code and blah 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 blah, and then like Bear said, she just trips out, and then it's almost like these guys at the bar were like, "Oh, these people are so stupid, they're no threat," and they put their guns down.
How was Burnham's behavior in this episode? Was she?
Was not in. She showed up at the very end.
She saved.
Yeah, that's the icing and the little cherry on top of this little.
She saved the day.
Saccharin cake and saccharin ice cream.
She shows up with sweetener. She shows up with a weave, and she's like, "Hey, girl," basically.
And we already know the cherry's fake.
And it was like that too. Oh my God, Wes! I didn't even realize that. But she was like oozing with bubbly happiness, and so not the Michael Burnham we have met in the past.
Oh
my God! I can't believe I found you.
She got done with her shift at Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Honestly, I'd rather have that type of because like I like her.
You gotta say the weave looked good.
Yeah, she looked good. She's pretty good.
Weave did look good.
Does look good, yeah.
I maybe it did, but she looked like she just got done with the shift at Good Burger.
Think close
I don't think
intimate relations. She looked like she was happy about something like that.
She's been knocking boots with Book for the last year.
Yeah.
getting it in. That's why. Yeah. She saves the day at the very end. She saves them from the killer ice.
So wait, how does the killer ice work?
Well, when the sun goes down, the ice reproduces itself, and it goes after. I don't know. Was it organic? It was the ship's not organic. It goes after life.
Yeah,
people. It didn't really.
Human would get totally absorbed.
Yeah. So it's literally they're trying to lift the ship up out of this ice, and the ice is reacting to it by trying to hold it down and pull it in.
Growing really faster.
Yes.
Is it like totally laughable?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
A little.
Ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
I go so far as to say it's redonkulous.
And after they have crashed this ship, I swear to you, I'm not even kidding. It looks like the scene. It's very reminiscent of the scene from Generations. All they had to do was throw a gay guy in a Jeffries tube and have a lesbian tell him what to do because he was too stupid to know, even though he's the chief engineer, to pull out a couple plugs and put a plug in, and they can now lift up out of this ice. Well, with
they tried. They started
the killer ice.
They tried.
Until Mikey Burnham saved the day.
He is the chief engineer, isn't he?
Yes,
he's a chief engineer and an eccentric genius that created an entirely different propulsion system.
But so would you say there was about 3 or 4 undulations of the ship trying to go up and then down?
Yeah.
The ice wanted it. It's like cumbia.
Man, those shields must be one hell of a thing to wrap around the alloy of the ship and it not getting no breaches and stuff like that. Several times, slam.
They couldn't use that, and then but as soon as they got away from the killer ice, when Michael saved them, then all of a sudden, all of the systems worked. Did you notice that? Like everything. Well, we have full structural integrity, and the shields are up, and weapon systems are online, and like all.
It's a good thing that Stamets got woman-splained so he could figure out how to pull a plug out and put another plug in, even though he invented a crazy new propulsion system and was the chief engineer.
Yes.
Well, to me, it seems like they got caught up in too much dialogue and too much monologue. And they had to pack the end in tight because they didn't have room enough to situate and tell you. They didn't even have time to show them beaming onto the ship with that little device that gave them spot-to-spot transport.
Oh, yeah, they have instant transporters.
They didn't even show that. I'm like, wow,
personal instant transport. It was really Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We haven't even really gone into the Space Cowboys yet.
Fuck this episode. Yeah, let's just talk about the Space Cowboys.
At least that was kind of fun and entertaining and ridiculous. You're like, what the fuck?
It was. And, okay, let's go through it, because there was actually a part that I did like involving Giorgio with that. But
oh, yeah. Play, I call it foreplay.
Yes, I like that character. I do like that character. She? Oh yeah. Where did you get to? Oh, the Space Cowboys came in. That's where Wes was at. Go ahead, Wes.
Okay, so they're fuck. So the people they were following. The people that they were following, it's like no, they pull guns on them, and they're like no. The aliens pull guns on Saru and Tilly and George who hasn't shown up yet. They're like, no, you're bad. How do we know you're not bad? And then Tilly goes into her monologue. We're Starfleet dignity, woo. And they're like, yeah, okay. And they put their weapons down. And so all of a sudden, somebody shows up, and I don't remember. I think they got scared, and Tilly and Saru were like, wonder what's going on. And they do
Jake Weber plays the cowboy.
Well, he did a good job.
He did.
So,
I like him. He's been in some good stuff.
Yeah.
He was in Dawn of the Dead. He was in Meet Joe Black. He played in Medium quite a bit. That was a decent show.
I'm happy that he's working. Although I don't know if I'd put this on my resume. So he shows up. So the Space Cowboys show up, and we hear this clink, clink, and we're like, "Is that fucking Spurs?"
Fucking Spurs.
It was. We're like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Well, they were in a Western now. We became a Western at that point.
Yeah, and then it shows like the door behind it, and it's a metal tube outline of a saloon door, and I'm like, "That's a fucking saloon door."
in the middle of space, right, far away from Earth, after the STD burn.
The Burnham, yeah.
Right, so no connection whatsoever to the west of North America within a 50-year time period, but there is a saloon on this planet.
Yep.
and cowboys, bad cowboys with spurs.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Oh yeah.
Ah, God.
So the guy that plays the, I don't know if you're familiar with video games or not, PJ, but he's like a cross between Sam Elliott and like Revolver Ocelot for the Metal Gear Solid series.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say there was a black sheriff who says, "Where are all the white women at?"
Oh no.
That would have been great, though.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So he's mustache twirlingly evil.
Mhm.
You know, and he's body language, and I love the way he played it. By the way, I do. I that's a funny thing, you know. The stuff I'm supposed to like that they want us to like, I hate, and the stuff that they seem to want us to hate, like they seem to want us to dislike this character. I liked the character, even though it's fucking ridiculous.
Wes, you just said something that I feel that way a lot too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, Michelle Yeoh's part, Philippa Giorgio. In this, I thought there was a lot of cool moments, kick-ass moments actually.
I feel like I live vicariously through that character, who obviously hates that universe that she's in, because so do I. So when she comes in and tells people off,
what if she's not acting? What if she really is disdainful? Think about that for a minute.
It was
She might be.
What if she's not acting? She really hates it.
What they were going for in this moment, and I think what they're going to be going for in this season, is the return of Starfleet, you know, to a lawless universe. And so they were trying to have Saru and Tilly be this, you know, even the one character that was in the bar that said, you know, I told you these guys would be different or something, you know, whatever he said. You know, the impression of Starfleet. Yeah, the impression of Starfleet. And, you know, these guys are going to come in and, you know, help and save the day. And what's funny is that, you know, after they're all being, oh, God, you know what? Before I even get into Giorgio, Wes, tell PJ about this damn disruptor, this scene where they kill that dude.
Oh, man.
So they have these ridiculous, and they're really going for the Old West thing here, because it looks like kind of like an Old West, you know, which I'm stream braining here. The double action is where you have to do it twice manually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, an old Wild West double action rifle, but it has this square thing and a light on the end. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Looks totally cowboy like, and you know, the guy that was playing up his cowboy, and he just like, dude, just like vaporize, you know, kills this guy, but he doesn't just like. Okay, we were already in.
He did a rifleman move almost.
Yeah, he did.
And he's shooting this dude in the chest for like what
minutes.
Yeah.
Fortress.
And just like it keeps going and going and going, and you're like,
I gotta watch this.
oh,
guy's
like,
bleeding out of his mouth.
Shit starts bleeding out of his eyes and mouth and nose, and he's like,
Is gory?
Yeah,
A little bit.
and his chest is like burning and getting all fucked up, and
not gory like the Starfleet officer who has a shovel cleaning up the innards of a person in that the chamber of the Discovery.
That was
what the hell.
So that's part of PJ. There's so much to unpack.
Yeah,
So
you guys are blowing me away here with
hamburger.
The depth of all this.
Okay, yeah. So Leland, after he got killed by Control, there was a body, and Georgiou walks out, and she's got gray matter on her boot, and she's like, "Have to make sure the job is done." And so then it cuts to I don't know if it was supposed to be funny or if it was supposed to be serious. I still don't know. And they show a dude with like, seriously, I mean, they must have gone down to Home Depot to get this shovel. And shoveling like gray matter and bits of skull and muscle, like basically the implication that she stomped the guy's body into pulp.
Oof.
Yeah.
And they're putting it into a bucket. It's like, it was a Rian Johnson moment. It really belonged in The Last
Can I
Jedi.
ask you guys how do the three of you guys feel about this? I mean, like I was okay with the mirror universe being a one-time thing, but how do you guys feel about this whole mirror universe always being present in this continuing, in this serial storytelling?
Yeah, it's kind of what they did. They went to the future, and all of a sudden, the future's not the future; it's the mirror universe now. With,
Basically,
futuristic Federation lacking future.
it's like, yeah, Mad Max. Everybody needs fuel.
Yeah,
Gone to the Mad Max future.
All the dilithium crystal spontaneously burned. Is that what's the burn? Is what
That
I'm
was
getting?
the Burnham. Yep.
The burn. Yeah, burn them.
Well, what do you guys feel about like the Michelle Yeoh character always, instead of being the original character, always being the evil mirror universe? Like the fact that they're always present.
I liked her better as regular Georgiou, and then I did not like her as Mirror Georgiou. But in this episode, she was one of two things that were somewhat enjoyable about the episode. Her, the cowboy. Okay, so he kills this guy, and then Georgiou shows up, and Georgiou saves the day, and they phaser her, but for some reason the phasers don't affect her. I don't know what happened with that. They try to they shoot her for a really long time, and she doesn't end up getting messed up. And
that's when I said, oh, that's got a stun setting.
Yeah. I was like, what? Didn't make any goddamn sense. Oh, and Tilly hides behind the bar because Tilly's useless. Saru's like, hide behind the bar, Tilly. And Tilly Saru shoots them with his ganglia darts now, and so Georgiou shows up and she says, "You call this play? I call it foreplay," which was a good line.
I heard that song the other day in the radio.
And so that's when the miners, the people that run the bar, the people that beamed them, they're like, "Here, take this." The miniature transporter, the personal transport device, I think is what they called it. And so then it cuts to the Discovery, and all of a sudden Saru's like on the bridge, and inexplicably they don't show a beaming effect, no nothing. And Georgiou's got, look, how the fuck did he get there? They didn't show it.
Tilly is the most useless character ever in Star Trek.
Yep. Wait, I'm losing part of the suck.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So they're trying to portray Saru and Tilly as the good guys, and they're like, no, don't kill him. That's not the Starfleet way. And it's contrived and stupid and doesn't make any. I mean, it's like not common sense with the plot. Like, this dude just tried to kill you. Okay, so like we can't kill you. You will. And they say, it's in your hands. And then the miners say, well, let him walk out there in the ice. And the guy says, walking out on the ice is certain death. Because he was going to make Tilly walk on the ice before Georgiou showed up. And then Saru's like, yeah. And so basically they're going to condemn the guy to a torturous death after he said, we're Starfleet. We're better than that. What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense.
I haven't seen the episode, but this whole the concept of danger on the ice sounds like the first episode of Mandalorian to me. To be honest, I mean,
yeah,
just
kinda,
like
you think about
taking ideas from other places.
Oh yeah, that's what they do, and I did get a Mandalorian feel from it.
Yeah, frozen planet, partially frozen. They must have been on like the other side of the planet, because the first episode there was no frozen stuff. It must be geologically active volcanically, on the other side.
On Mandalorian or this show?
This show, STD.
What? So, fuck, did they land on the same planet that Burnham did or not?
That's what they said.
That's what Burnham said.
Said she's been there for a year waiting for him.
Well, I thought she meant in the timeline that time.
Or was I been on this planet? But it could have been a generalization too. I wouldn't put it past the writing of this show, you know.
Okay, so we're at the end of the episode. Stamets figures out how to unplug something and plug it in because Jet Reno told him how and yelled at him and told him about it. And so they're taken off, and the killer ice, because I guess at sundown, that's when the killer ice becomes whatever.
Really bad.
Yeah, really bad. Okay, watch out. So they're taken off, and the killer ice, for whatever reason, is deciding to become more killer as they're taken off. Like, come back, Discovery. Well, it didn't do that, but it's like growing up over them. Oh, no, we're not able to escape. And part of the gambit that Georgiou did, by the way, to get them out of their mess was saying, I know that your bigger competitors are showing up. And so they think a ship shows up, tractors them out of the killer ice. It's like, oh no, is it the evil competitors? And it basically at the same time, I think Bear, Steven, me, and Drew said, burn him.
Yep.
And of course, Saru's like, they're nervous. They're like, what do? We communicate with them. It's the Starfleet way, Saru says. And on the screen comes Burnham. Hey, girl, it's me.
Yeah,
I've been here. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not give them any ideas, Space Horses. Who knows? That might show up. You never know.
Fuck.
Yep.
You know they will.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll be taken to a protected reserve by Book.
They can watch them have sex.
Yeah, then they'll watch them have sex. They'll horn each other or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's the episode. It's we're in
Have fun with it, PJ.
Huh? I'm sorry, Steve.
Have fun with it. Watch it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun. I think I should probably be inebriated when I watch it. But
that might be a good idea.
At least it's not boring. Well, it was boring. Okay. Let me put it this way: this one is so bad, you at least get hate watch value out of it. The first episode I didn't think was hate watch territory.
And Michelle Yeoh kicking ass in the bar was fun.
Yeah,
it's
always fun to watch her kick ass.
But again, it's like when we were watching that, we were like, yeah, we like that part when we were reviewing it, but it's like it's Murder Trek. It's still Murder Trek. Like there's so much killing that goes on in this show. It just doesn't. That's not Star Trek. I mean,
no, it's not.
We're Starfleet. You get to decide. Oh, he's going to walk out on the ice and die a slow, horrible death. We are Starfleet. Thank you.
Like murder is an impactful thing. Like even when they did it in Star Trek, it was impactful when someone died. In this show, it's just like fucking Tuesday.
It's frivolous.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah. It's all for shock value because they're not writing competent scripts. How can we shake it up in this scene? How can we shake it up? Oh, let's kill somebody. Oh, let's kill somebody.
Gentlemen, I have to run, but Bear, I want to thank you for the invite, and Steven and Wes. It was great to hang with the three of you guys a little bit. Thank you for making me smile and laugh for a while.
Oh, you're welcome, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad you could commiserate with us. We have to tell the story.
And
I think the Bible says that. Tell the story.
And I know you just heard about the series, but don't start drinking yet. All right, it's just have a good day. Have a good day, PJ.
I will. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. Have a great one, PJ.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, it's getting late. We should probably wrap up soon. So, numeric 1 out of 10. Where would you put this episode?
Well, are we talking about a regular rating, a rating that I would hold entertainment to, or are we talking about Kurtzman Trek rating?
Give us both.
All right. Entertainment value of a regular entertainment show. I'm going to give this one. I'll give this a 3 out of 10. For Kurtzman Trek, this was an 8 out of 10.
Wow, you're being generous.
I'm being very well. I'm comparing it to past Discovery that I've seen. And, the action scene with Michelle Yeoh, even though it doesn't belong in Star Trek, it's Murder Trek. I like that. I like Saru. He had a lot of time in this episode. When it comes to the Kurtzman Trek era, yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty damn solid episode for Discovery. But if I'm looking at it as Star Trek, it's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
How about you, Bear?
Overall score for this episode 2. Well, beans that I got a kick out of the Cowboy Spurs, not that it was appropriate, being that actor was a really good actor and he's good. He was a showrunner, not a showrunner, but he was a star of a series called Lie to Me, and that was a pretty decent show. And I've seen him. He was in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk, and he was pretty good in that. So that he made it. He made the episode a little more interesting. The fight scene with Georgia was definitely interesting. So maybe a 4.5 total.
Wow, you're being quite generous there.
It's only a 4.5 because those people, it was good.
Oh my God!
Go ahead, Wes. Let us have it. What's your rating?
I have 2 scores, so I have the weighted and the unweighted.
Mm-hmm.
So my unweighted score is going to be somewhere between a 3 to a 3.5 because of my enjoyment of the Cowboy with the Spurs and with George Yu kicking ass and the utter ridiculousness of that. Now, unfortunately, I do have to subtract 16 points for every false copyright claim I've received from CBS All Access. So my weighted score, unfortunately, is a minus 13 out of 10.
Okay. All right. That seems fair. That seems very fair.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Thank you.
Matthew Berklin, make sure you're subbed to the channel so that way if you lose when you close your phone, lose the thing there, you'll be able to go back to your YouTube thing and go to your subs, and you'll find me. That way, a lot easier. What are you going to say, Steven?
I was going to say thank you, everybody in the chat, for stopping by. I'm sure we caught some of our international audience that we don't normally get to stream with. And I want to say hi. Thank you guys for checking us out. We really appreciate y'all. So thank you for going through this misery with us.
Absolutely. You softened the pain a bit because I didn't have any whiskey. So commiseration was my only reprieve, respite, whatever. I fucking brains fried.
No, it's okay. Play the shit, dude.
It's mind-numbingly stupid. I actually feel like I've been partially lobotomized from.
It's strange. Like, there's nitpicks that I could make that are legitimate to me that might be nitpicks to somebody else. That would make me sound like an isterophobe, and I think that's part of the design of shows like this, like the SJW shows, is so that any criticism that you have can be turned into, you're a racist or you're a sexist or you're a phobe of this or that, because you have these nitpicks. But it is glaringly obvious that that this show hates white men, especially straight white men, and it's clearly offensive, and it's meant to be offensive in that way. And
they go out of their way.
What I'm gonna say about that.
And PJ just reminded me of something. He gave me an idea, actually. Being that we laughed so hard during this episode, how many laughs will we give this? Out of
like all kinds of laughs, or
just laughter, laughing at it,
laughs. Period.
So like 5 laughs out of 1 laugh to 1 laugh. How many laughs would this be?
This is going to be a 6 out of 5 for me. Not for the right reasons.
Yeah, I got to agree with Wes.
Yeah, that's amazing because there's only 5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd say it was that.
Yeah, because I mean, how many times were we, all four of us, when we were watching that thing? We just started laughing at
we were in stitches.
Ridiculousness, just the utter, just the terrible dialogue and the scripts, the tone. I couldn't.
Script, the tone, 11 out of 10 gay Ricky.
Oh my God, he was
Cowboys.
He was so gay. Like he should have been a doctor in assless chaps. Like that's how gay it was.
It was extremely gay. It was very much gayer than he was in the first two
seasons. Listen, I loved watching Spartacus, all right? And there were some gay relationships in that show where they were making out and man humping and all kinds of stuff, and it still wasn't as gay as Culver was gay in this episode. It was pretty damn gay.
Extremely gay. Yep.
Oh, PJ, you gave me the idea.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I think we should sign off. I need to I need to go home and rethink my life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So let's throw a little song at it and make the bad taste go away. So, all right.
Do it.
We will do that. Sound test.
You're good.
All right. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. There's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, southwest bound. Time stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gonna walk the line, sing a song of long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Where we're gonna start on Ghost Bear time. No, I'm not man in the moon. That has the sound so profound. Man with sound so profound to be found. A little bit never hurt no one. A little bit never hurt no one. Go for the show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. I don't own the power. I just use it every now and then. Scare the children. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. There's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, south wind bound. Time to stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gonna walk the line, sing a song long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Well, where we start our Ghost Bear time. No, I'm not the man in the moon that has the sound. Sound so profound, man with a sound. So profound to be found. A little bit never hurt no one. Go for the show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Just need a scarecrow to scare the children. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. There's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, southwest bound. Time to stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gotta walk the line, sing a song long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Well, why don't you guys go around the horn, tell them where you can be found, and how about a 1.5-minute unicorn song after that?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, Wes, start with you while I cue it up.
You can find me at youtube.com/Wes Moody Webcast. See ya.
Man, Hi, it's 5:30 in the morning. I love all you guys. Have a great day.
All right. Well, this has been a spontaneous late edition and spontaneous stream, spontaneous laughter, and we just spontaneously said, "Hey, let's do this." So here we are in the really late edition. So, or could it be called the early edition? Eh? So, thank you, chat. You're the best chat in the community, and without you, it wouldn't be a thing. And we will see you next time. Yeah.
Hail the
So,
chat.
hail to you, hail to the chat, hail to the fandom, all fandoms, you know.
Hail.
Yep. And we'll play this minute and a half Unicorn in San Fran. And I'll put that back up there like that. And we'll say goodnight. And appreciate you for coming out and hanging out with us. Movie and a unicorn, and popcorn. I saw unicorns and friend. All I had was a grand. Making an Exodus movie show was getting good. I got my popcorn. Hot summer, got a beat, got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your playlist. Do you understand the music show? Apocalyptic movie show. I got my popcorn 2 degrees. Nothing like watching this movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn too. Living in a post-apocalyptic movie show. The movie and a unicorn. Movie and a popcorn. Movie and a popcorn. I saw a unicorn in San Fran. All I had was a grand. Making a Exodus movie show is getting good. Got my popcorn getting really deep. It got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your list. Do you understand the music from the apocalyptic movie show? I got my popcorn too. 100 degrees, nothing like watching a movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn, yeah. Living in a popcorn movie show. Movie and a unicorn. Movie and a unicorn show. Well, wasn't that nice? Good night.